life on board, and he yeah, it was, I've actually just quite blanked out. Believe all children are actually prisoners, is what the spiritual teacher says. They're prisoners, and he thought he was too, probably, when he figured out where he was and who his parents were, what adventure he was on. First, it was quite easy to have him, because we thought it was not going to change our lives much. You know, we just put a winch underneath him, under the cushion, and he'd be fine. But then suddenly he wanted to sit up, so we had to do something about it. And then he wanted to be part of everything, even driving the dinghy before he could walk, or winch sails, or drop the anchor, or even saw a hole in the boat if he got tired of us. And he even wanted to scrub the floor in those days. But that was when I learned the first lesson, which is if you turn your back on him for 1 second, he was pulled right overboard. And luckily, his father was there to yank him up. And we put a net all the way around the boat because we wanted to sail right across the ocean from Thailand to Africa. And one of us was always holding him, the person who was steering, and the other person had to do all the sail work. But he shocked us because children grow. You know, you think that you learn the habit that they're going to be in the you know, they can't climb out of somewhere, and suddenly they can. And we saw his little face staring down at us, and we realized, well. And he also had sink or swim, you know, experiments. He'd chuck things overboard and to see what would happen to them. And we knew a couple that actually got lost at sea, and they were always telling themselves a story about storms and how even their bananas got blown out of the skins by storms. And Jules, well, all his toys were on the bottom of the ocean, so we had to invent toys as we went along, just using nature and whatever we could find. We went to some amazing places, you know, where turtles were protected and other places where turtles weren't protected, and saw both sides of the story. And he learned a lot that way. But at sea, when we were right out in the ocean, then it was a challenge to what to do with him. And we divided the time up, 2 hours on, 2 hours off between us, day and night. And whoever was looking after the boat was also looking after him. We'd create a shark-free swimming pool. Sail out. And if you want to know if they're sharks, just ask a fisherman. And we were there for 2 months at one place, and people, you know, you'd grow your own herb gardens, and one person even had a chicken on board. Or you'd barter with other people a haircut for a toilet roll or whatever. And we had lots of parties, lots of fun in those islands. You could be right on your own, or you could be with the crowd. And if you're wondering why the dinghies are all off the shore, it's because at night rats would jump onto the dinghy, and you'd have a stowaway, so you'd avoid that. He was then always on a continuous children's hunt because you know, every child he thought belonged to him. Any child on any beach was his. And we decided to invite more friends for the longer crossings. They'd always come when there was an airport, but for the longer crossings, we persuaded more people to join us, so that if you got a huge fish, you could share it with. You didn't have to have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And wind isn't the only problem at sea. Sometimes no wind and a current against you is a problem. And we were very fortunate that the person on this ship helped us. So the moral of the story is stay calm, be present, and you'll have lots of cool new horizons. And that can all be summed up with baby overboard. I just remember it B-O-B, which basically means be like a baby, be vulnerable, have a beginner's mind, bring joy, and get over your stories, the stories you tell yourself, like I always have a storm. And be bona fide, and bona fide is authentic, but it's also bona fide about your, taking care of the details.